So I'm back online. Um, I haven't been on here in a while. I haven't recorded in a while since like maybe September, August, and it's January now. So I just haven't been feeling it. Like I feel it, but then I don't feel it because a part of me want to do something like where I'm consistent, and then it's like I get distracted. Like life happens. Life happens, and you get distracted by the things. And then I'm still trying to figure out this um, live thing. Um, I just don't know. I'm so conflicted about everything. I can always try to see things both sides. So it's kind of, I feel like it's kind of hard for me to, it's kind of hard for me to commit to something, I think, because there's, it can go both ways. It can go both ways, three ways, four ways, whatever way. And I just feel conflicted. So, like, for instance, my original plan was to try to be a content creator. I don't know how people can be that creative because, well, yeah, I got things I want to say and express and just be open. And then there's times like where I don't feel like sharing nothing. Then there's times like where I think like my initial intention um, what my intentions are is not received as such. And what I'm learning right now, I think I said this before, but I'm still learning this, that I can only control my actions. I can only control what I say, how I say it, how I deliver the message. I can't control how somebody else is going to receive that message. No matter how bad I try to take my time wording it, be conscious of who I'm delivering it to, be conscious of, everything in that sentence or anything in the statement, anything I do, even my actions. I cannot control what other people are going to say, think, feel, receive. I think if people really know me, they would know that, all right, Ashley is not saying this with the intentions of hurting my feelings. I would hope that if I made somebody feel some kind of way about what I said, that they would take the time to talk to me about it, so that I can say my bad, I didn't say it. Let me just rephrase it. Because whenever I try to do something, I promise you I don't have the intentions on doing it to hurt somebody's feelings. It's not malicious. So that's what I'm learning right now, is that no matter what you say, how you do it, you cannot control what other people, how people receive it. So there's been a few things going on this past few months that I'm always in my head, and I'm working on it too. I'm trying to get out of my head so much. And I was talking to one of my cousins. We talk like sisters, but my cousins. And I was telling her that I kind of miss recording because I felt like, one, yes, when you put something on the internet, it's out there. No matter if you delete it, whoever has seen it, shared it, is still going to be out there. So you want to be conscious about what you put out there, But I do miss recording a little bit because I felt that, again, it's an outlet for me because I work from home. I'm not in the office. I'm in a different state. So I came here working from home. So not like back in Cleveland, I knew people there, so me working from home wasn't that bad because I could still go out and hang out with my friends and my family. Well, here, I started remote, so there's not many people I know down here. And like I said, my church is a whole hour away, and I could go find a new church near closer to me. I just feel like I feel guilty for doing that, like you're cheating on somebody, because I'm big on loyalty. So I feel like my loyalty to my church, and then it's like you going to somebody else. It's like cheating, but I guess that's a bad way of thinking it. But my church is an hour away. Um, I'm not a bar scene kind of person. I may go to a bar every now and then, but that's like my fiance now. Sorry, I got engaged a few months ago. But I may go to a bar every now and then, but it's not like a frequent thing. Um, so I think I've been more like a homebody. I expressed to whoever is watching in my other videos that um, I have started secluding myself. I have been, I think it's the fear of being around people and my insecurities that's really stopping me from meeting people. Like, the people in my past I've met has all been through church, been through school, and been through work. I think I have one friend where I met through someone else, and we're cool, we're friends. But I can't think of any other friends that I have that I met without being these certain settings. So now as an adult, I don't really know how to meet people just organically. I just don't know how to do it. And everybody I know is back at home in Cleveland or wherever. Everybody's married now. Everybody got kids, got their own thing going on too. So it's really hard to really try to catch up with your friends. So basically, me always in my head and just like constantly thinking not really anybody to talk to, I just started recording one day. And when I started recording, I felt a little anxiety at the beginning because I understand that what I'm sharing is private, and the people who are attached to me excuse me. When I said I know that I'm an open person. The people attached to me are private. So I don't want to say anything that's going to offend other people because, again, I think that people still is in a phase like everything's got to be on the internet nowadays. Nothing is private. Well, I get that too, because where I am right now, I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so let's see. My initial a plan was to be a content creator. I wanted to share things. I'm like living life as a big girl, just going through stuff with anxiety, depression, self-love, all these other things. Like just my life period, what I go through on a daily basis. I wanted to share with somebody. But now I'm at a phase where I'm trying to figure out the balance where you can share things, but know when you're sharing too much. But then I'm really conflicted about everything, because on one hand, I feel like if I'm open and being vulnerable, it's going to help somebody else out there who's going through something. But then also, I guess it's a risk. Everything you're going to do is going to be a risk. It's going to be like there's consequences for everything, whether it's good or bad. So my consequence would be I decide to share my story, share my life on the internet with viewers, and hopefully somebody out there, like, my intention is good, it's pure, because I wanted to free myself, free my spirit, free my mind. And like I said, in hopes of somebody else out there watching my videos, they may feel like, damn, she's going to do the same thing. I'm not the only one. So that's the intention, right? But I think my consequence is that somebody will take what I'm saying and turn it around to make it look more malicious, or turn it to like, oh, she's just looking for attention. She's just likes to hear us so talk. She's, something negative. And that's not what I'm trying to do. And then also I realize is that I said before, opinions are like assholes. Everyone has an asshole. Everyone has an opinion. They're going to use it. So you cannot control how people receive what you're saying. As long as you know what you're doing is a good thing and with good intentions, that should be it, right? Well, that's what I'm dealing with. I feel really conflicted about a lot of things. I think this is why I have a hard time making decisions. Like, let's see, it's been like so much going on with these past few months, and I just felt a need to get on here again. I don't know if it's gonna be on TikTok or it's gonna be on YouTube. I don't know, because I got the patience. I just want to record, press post, and be gone. Be done with it and go on to the next. I don't got time for me sitting and editing and tweaking and adding backup stuff, and I ain't got time for that. Maybe if I decide to do something like down the line, I will pay for somebody to edit it for me, because I'm not a patient person. I ain't got the time for it. Like, there's too many things out in the world that's gonna make me stress over that I'm trying to avoid what I can. So my videos may be long. You can skip it. You can delete it. I'm just doing this for me again, and then I'm going to upload it because somebody else may be bored and see me yammering and be like, oh shit, let me just listen to what you got to say. So, whoever hears it is fine. Who don't, it's okay too. So, what was I saying? I got sidetracked. But I don't know. Like I said, I've been really conflicted about a lot of things lately. So, like I said, I haven't posted since maybe August, September, right? I remember I was posting because one of the girls I was training was going through some things, and I was talking to her about some stuff, and I was helping her, just letting her vent her frustration and heartache and stuff with me. Well, so there's some stuff going on within the past few months. Like, we lost a loved one in October, and I don't know if I've reached the place where, and I hate to say this because I feel like my brain processes things a lot differently now, because I don't think that I can really, and maybe I can, maybe I'm just doubting myself. I don't think that I can fully handle grief at one time. Because it's like so many emotions that comes with it, and emotions and questions, and then you're trying to understand things and trying to understand things that you just can't understand, and then I try to be like understanding to the fact that it's a question that you're never going to get an answer to, and then you just got to just be okay with the way things are and learn to live with peace with it. Well, I have that issue. So within the past, so it's 2025 now, so let's just say 4 years, from 2019 to 2024, my family, well, that I can say, we've lost 5 people in 4 years. My mom died in 2019. My cousin died in 2020. My uncle died in 2022. My fiance's dad died in 2024, and then my aunt died in 2024. I don't want to say that I have become numb to it. I think the fact that, because I think that's like, you got to understand that death is the one thing that's guaranteed in life. Whenever there's a beginning, there's always going to be an end. So when life begins, it's going to die. When it's just inevitable. That's just the way life is. It's okay. So I'm trying to think. Like, I feel like when my mom died, when she died, she flatlined. Right? She was on the table. She was having a simple procedure, like where they put a tube down her throat to check her lungs. I think it's called TEE scan, TEE scan, something like that. But my mom she wasn't supposed to be under anesthesia, and she flatlined. And I remember watching like bunch of people working on her, like being surrounded by doctors, and I'm just hearing the beeping noise, and my heart breaks. Like I feel like chain, like whatever was like a chain, and like just multiple links broke. And I remember watching her, sitting in the room with her. When they brought her back, they put her in a coma, and I was sitting in the room just watching her, and I was like, my brain was not, like my body felt numb, but it was like a painful numb, and then my brain was like trying to process what happened. My brain wasn't processing what was going on. Like it was just like bits and pieces that was missing. And you know, I said I still battle with grief a lot right now because I know somebody who's the most important person in the world to me. So I still battle with that today. And then my uncle died, and it's crazy because I'm gonna say this, but okay, so I feel like my mom comes to me and gives me warnings when somebody's about to die. So like the week of my mom passing, I remember I was sleeping next to her bed, and I had a dream. It was like so real. Like these dreams I have with my mom is like it's like vivid. Like it's like I'm in like a different realm. Me and her just talking in real life time while I'm asleep. And the week before she died, I think it was like that Tuesday before she died, I had a dream, and I was laying down and she was laying next to me, and she was like rubbing my head, and I was like, are you gonna leave me? And she was like, I'm always gonna be with you. And then, like I said, she died that Thursday. 2020, my cousin died. The day, like the morning of that, because my uncle called me that afternoon, like around 4 o'clock, I think, and told me that he had passed. So when I woke up that morning, I had woke up from a dream. My mom and I was in a truck. We were in like a big truck. She was in the passenger seat. The driver's seat was empty, and I was in the back seat, but towards the back seat in the middle. And we were at a gas station, and the driver was gassing up the truck. And she was just looking out the window at him, and she was like, he's ready to go home. So, and it's like when she said it, he looked up like he heard her and just gave like a nod, like, yeah, I'm ready to go. Like in agreement. So at that time, I actually thought that it was my fiance, well, my boyfriend at the time, because we were both sick with COVID for the first time. And he was real sick, way worse than I was. And I was scared because I never seen him that sick before. And then woke up to make sure he was okay and everything. He was good. And then like a few hours later that day, my uncle calls me saying that he passed away. That my cousin had passed away. And then 2022, my uncle had to have surgery. And the morning that he passed, again, I woke up that morning. So I had a dream that morning that I was in Cleveland, and it's like this. It's a main street called Euclid, and it has like two streets going up. It's in the intersection of Superior and Euclid. So, Forest Hill. So it's Forest Hill going up this way, Euclid right here, and then it's another intersection of Superior going up. So in this little intersection block is where there's like a bunch of strip stores. And one of these stores we used to go to called Two Cousins. So it's like this like fashion hair beauty store we used to go to. Well, I had a dream that I was there and we were walking down. It's like a procession walking into the store. And when we went in there, it had been like a funeral home. And I didn't see the casket. I was standing on the outside. But I saw my Aunt Chiquetta, who died, who was the first aunt who passed back in 2008. Um, I saw she was in her black dress with this red flower on her shirt, her on her blazer or jacket. Because when she died, we buried her. She was buried in a black dress with a black jacket and a big flower on her jacket. But she turned around, she looked at me, and she smiled, and then I woke up. So my aunt and my uncle were really close. They were like super close, and like a few hours, like within like I want to say I woke up late, so I woke up around 8 o'clock, I think. Um, so within a matter of hours, my aunt was texting us, saying that all these complications with my uncle, and then she said that he's gone. And like I said, it was still hard because I love my uncle, but it was like these dreams come to me. So then my aunt passed in October, and stuff was going on with her. I don't want to say too much because, again, that's still private, but some stuff was going on, and it was just like kept getting these text messages. Well, a few days before she died, I got a dream. I had a dream. This dream was different. Like, my mother was more pissed off in this dream. Like, I forgot where we were going, but she was yelling at me. She was just yelling. She was mad, and she was like, I'm coming to get her. I'm coming to get her. And I know that, and she hung up the phone, and I got into a car, and I said, take me to my aunt. And I never made it there in time, but I woke up, and then a few days later, my aunt died. So I just had this feeling like where I don't say I'm numb to these feelings now, because it's so many questions that I have that I just don't understand. And then I think you drive yourself crazy because there's going to be questions there's going to be answers that you're not going to receive. There's going to be questions that you're not going to get a solid answer from. And you just got to have some way find peace with it. So it was difficult for me to process that because, it's just like my brain does not just piece things together anymore. And I was angry because I'm like, it's not fair. I'm tired of people, my family dying. I'm like, everybody in my family is just leaving us. And I think I got like a separation anxiety thing because I feel like everybody is just leaving. So why am I getting attached to people? Because they're leaving. They're dying. They're gone. And then it's like, well, damn, now we're the adults now. And I feel like my family has really spread it out because everybody's doing their own thing. Like, everybody has gotten married, gotten kids, so just branched out and moved out, doing their own things, creating their own little bubble. And so it's kind of like, bittersweet because the family is growing, but our family is also, I can see the drift between my family. And it's been like, I feel like it's been gradually becoming like that. Like, after my aunt died in 2008, things just, first after my grandma died years ago, you could start seeing it. And my aunt was trying to keep us together and doing things. But then when she died, it was just like, still trying to do stuff for our family together, but I just feel like it just wasn't the same. And people just stopped trying. People just stopped caring. That's how I feel. People just stopped caring because it's just like, we all got lives and we all got roads to take us in different paths. But like I said, it was really heartbreaking to see, and I was like, I'm tired of going to Cleveland for funerals. I'm tired of going home. Like, we're not going home to have gatherings anymore. We're going home to just have a funeral. And then, like, y'all see each other for that little bit at the time for the funeral, then y'all go off and then back to normal. Like, nothing, like, I miss that closeness to my family, and we don't have it no more. And again, that's something that I just got to get a realization to. It's just like, okay, I can't force it to happen. If it happens, it's going to happen, but I can't force it. But it's just like, life is just so short, and you just don't know when that last time is going to be the last time. So That's one of the things I was saying. It's like within these past 4 years, um, I got engaged shortly after my aunt passed. And I kind of knew it was coming because we got to a. Then this, let me tell you, this is why communication is a really important thing that everybody needs to practice. Communication is huge. Communication is big, and you gotta take out your ego to communicate, because people are going to say something and it's not always intended to hurt your feelings. It's just, you got to understand where that person is coming from and take your ego out of it, and vice versa. Like, let me know what's going on, and then if I don't understand, let me ask you, I don't understand what I did wrong, or I don't understand where you got that from. That's not what I meant. Let me rephrase it. Sometimes you got to do that, because people, again, you can control how you deliver the message, but you cannot control how somebody else receives the message. So we got into we got I brought up a subject of some questions, and it went left. It wasn't intended to be. It wasn't my intention of going left, but it was received the wrong way, and we got into this really big argument, and that's when I found out that I was gonna be getting proposed to. I didn't think it was gonna come anymore. I thought it was gonna come later on down the line. I didn't know it was gonna come my birthday or not. But so I had an idea it was coming, but again, I wasn't for sure that it was still coming or not. And I was okay with it, because after we had that conversation of when we took our egos out of the situation, and we just sat and we talked and was like, look, that's not what I meant. And I'm sorry that what I said made you feel that way, but that's not what I intended to say. Let me rephrase it. And then we were like, oh shit, well, again, that was miscommunication, because I said something I said something that wasn't clear, and then he received it a certain way, and then he didn't ask me to clarify what I said. He just took it and ran with it. But we're here now, so we're good. It's a lesson learned. But it was hard for me to even get excited about being engaged, because I was like, we just buried my aunt. My cousins are going through a pain I know all too well. My aunt just lost her last living sibling. I was like, it was so hard for me to be excited about my engagement, because I was still processing my family's loss. I was like, I feel like I just couldn't be happy in that moment, because I felt so sad. But I will say this: after my aunt's funeral, at her funeral, my uncle, her husband, made this beautiful speech. I don't want to say it's a eulogy. I think I'll say it's a speech about her. And when the entire time was like, as soon as we left the funeral, I wanted to fly home immediately and go to my man, like, let's go get married right now. And when at the repast, my uncle talked to me, and he gave me like a nice he had a nice talk with me, and he was telling me that when two people get together, it's two houses coming together and making a home. And when he said it right there, he was like, people love differently, so you got to try to respect and receive the way that they can love, and they're going to do the same for you. Like me, I am a person I love on people. I like to hug, comfort. I'm really affectionate. Most people are not that affectionate, but that doesn't mean that they don't love you. It's just the fact that that's just not them. And once you realize that you two are really different, two different people, and you're coming together, and you're gonna have to merge that together to make a home, I think things become more clear for you. So I remember I was getting dressed to go to the bar before that night, because I was going to leave the next morning. And I was just like, when my uncle talked to me, everything in my body wanted just to like pack my bags then and there and fly home and then on the next flight and go get my man and say, let's go to the courthouse. Because been with him now for about almost 5 years, but we've been together off and on, years ago. But I was like, this is the man I want to be with the rest of my life. And he's been with me through a loss of my mother, even times when we weren't together. I had a loss when one of my aunts passed, and he showed up for me. My mom was sick, and I had to go to Cleveland, and this man dropped what he was doing to come and help me with my mom. And then did the same thing again for me the next day. And then was offering, like, whenever, if you decide to move back home, I'm going to help you with your mom. I'm going to be here to help you. You're not going to be alone. Somebody who had other obligations at the time decided to make me a priority to help me, my mother. And, I was like, if we were good friends, and I said, if we ever get a chance together again, I'm going to take it. And just so happened, not long afterwards, opportunity brought itself to the forefront, and it happened. And I haven't looked back since then. So I was looking at this. I'm like, I don't plan on nobody else but you. You don't plan on nobody else but me. I ain't going nowhere. You're not going nowhere. I was ready to get married now. I was like, let's go to the courthouse, because I was like, after my uncle spoke, you can only be so lucky to experience the amount of time with someone. I think it was like 53, 55 years with somebody. How amazing is that to spend that long with somebody? And I was like, I want that. And there was nothing else I was going to do that was not, I was like, I want to get married to you right now. I don't care. Marry me in the living room, on the balcony, the courthouse, in my pajamas. I would marry you here, there, anywhere. I was going to marry this man. And my uncle really, you don't need a wedding to celebrate your, you don't need a wedding. If you really want to marry somebody and just be with somebody, get married, because the marriage is going to last longer than a damn wedding for a day. It's a party. You want to, you celebrate it, that's perfectly fine, that's great, but it was just like, no, I want to marry this man now, and I don't want to wait for nobody else. I'm going to marry my man now. And that's the way I feel now. It's like, I'm like, no, I'm ready to go. Let's go get married now. Let's go pack a bag and go somewhere and get married. Because it was just like, at the end of the day, it's supposed to just be me and you. So, while a wedding would be great and all, it would be great. But at the end of the day, it was just like, I just wanted to have my man's last name, that commitment, that covenant, and I was ready for it, and there was no one who can change my mind about it. So, my uncle, again, that was like what he was saying to me afterwards. And then I got engaged. Like I said, I was, just feeling these feelings because, like I said, I want to be happy, but then I'm still thinking about my family's going through such losses. Like my aunt took a huge loss last year. So like I said, your heart hurts for people, but then it's like, how do you be sad for them and mourn with them, but still be happy for yourself when you're going through something? And I don't know. It's just like, I feel so conflicted. I have conflicting feelings all the time. So, this is already at 33 minutes. I don't care. I'm just going to talk right now. And because, again, I don't know if anybody's going to watch this or not. Somebody should just be me and do me, So that's another thing I was saying, like, do me, be me. Conflicting feelings. I just feel really conflicted about a lot of things. Talked to my therapist last week, and last week we were talking about some stuff, and she said that, I forgot what it was, I know what I was talking about, and I said, quite often I feel like, and I stopped myself. She was like, no, she said, I'll finish it for you. She was like, you put yourself on the back burner a lot. And I was like, you're right. And it sucks because growing up, you're told to, maybe this will cut into what I was going to say next. The word that's been on my head, been on my mind all day, or within the past week, is balance. Balance is everything, because like I was saying, growing up, you're taught to put people first, forgive, turn the other cheek, give and do all these things, do these great things, and because you'll be a good person and it's the right thing to do. Then it was like, well, if you're nice, then people would be more drawn to you because you're nice. But I was never taught boundaries. I was never taught boundaries. I was never taught no is a solid answer without an explanation behind it. I was never taught to put yourself first, and it's still okay because you're not a bad person. Put yourself first. I wasn't taught that. Now that I'm in my mid to late 30s? I'm just in my mid 30s. I'm not ready to claim late 30s yet. Give me to later this year maybe. But now that I'm in my mid 30s, I'm just now trying to practice self-love, trying to practice boundaries. Not really sure what those even look like for me right now, because everybody has their own boundaries, has their own outlook or view of what boundaries look like for them. You cannot tell me what my boundary is, because that's we're not the same people, the same person. So I'm trying to learn to set boundaries. I'm trying to learn to say, like, you know what, no means no. And I don't have to explain anything. I don't explain shit to nobody. If I do explain it, because I'm choosing to. I'm not obligated to tell people all my business. I'm not obligated to tell people, to explain why I decided to go left and not right. I did it because I wanted to do it. That's it. I just didn't want to. I'm learning that. I'm learning that to speak up again for myself. Like, I was taught, like, when you ask questions, it's being disrespectful. You're being a smart aleck. Or, I don't care for this song. Sorry. I don't know if you can even hear it, but whatever. I was taught that, like I said, when you ask questions, it's disrespectful. It's just do what you're told. I was like, damn, like a trained dog. Like, you say fetch, I go fetch. I don't even go look to see where I'm running into. I just go. And it's gotten me into a lot of trouble growing up. It's gotten me into a lot of relationships that I am so grateful that God kept me, because I was in some terrible situations that I could have been dead in a ditch somewhere. I could have been dead in a ditch, tied up in somebody's basement. I could have been in the field dead, I could have been a cold case. Who knows? But thank God he kept me. But, so again, I'm learning to say no. I'm learning to be like, just to set boundaries. And I'm trying to see what that looks like for me, because I don't know what self-love, or like people say, oh, you getting your hair and nails done. That's that's like self-care. Me, okay, but I think it's maintenance, because I need to look. I feel like when my hair is done, my nails is done, I just feel like I look and feel better. So maybe that is self-care. I don't know. But I'm trying to learn all these things. I'm trying to learn who I am outside of being somebody's daughter, niece, cousin, girlfriend, whoever. Because I told my therapist a few months ago. I said, I feel like I'm in standby. It was, matter of fact, it was before my aunt passed, when she was in a hospital. I didn't know what to do with myself, because my entire family was up in Cleveland. I was here in Texas. Again, I know that I can be a lot to people. And my entire family is not very affectionate. They're more like kind of reserved. And some handle their anger, their grief, worry to themselves. Some of them just like, sit on it. Some of them handles it in anger, some, out, bursts in rage, some does in crying. Everybody handles their things differently. So because I know that I can be a lot, I don't know what to do with myself with other people. Like I'm at the place where I need you to tell me what you need from me, because if I do what's in my natural instinct, it can be too much and it can make the situation worse, and it's not intended to. So I don't know what to do with myself. So I told my therapist, I'm like, I feel like I need to be in Cleveland, but I feel like I need to be here because if I'm here, I'm out the way and not adding fuel to the fire. I just need to stay to myself. And I said that I feel like I'm a person on standby. Like my life, I feel like I'm on standby. I feel like my normal routine, Monday through Friday, I work. I go run my errands. I do my, I have like a little routine doing. I don't really have a social life, but I feel like I'm the person that's like, well, when you need me, call me, and I'll be there. Like I'm just a person, and I hate. I started crying when I said it. I broke down, and I cried because I'm like I heard it when I said it, and it just really set me off. And excuse me. I broke down crying. I broke down crying because I heard how it came out and I didn't like the way it sounded. But it's the truth. I felt like I'm on standby for whenever somebody needs something, they can just call me. I felt like that's just the way my life is. It's just on standby. So if you're bored, call me. Or if you need somebody to talk to, just call me. I'm here for you. I'm just like on standby to be available for when people need. But I don't have an actual life of my own. And when I heard it, it broke my heart. Because I was just like, I feel like, what am I living here for? I feel like I was living for everybody else and not me. Like, I remember when my mom was still living, and I had said I felt like I was here to just be for my mom. So when she died, I was like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do with myself? Like, what do I do? What do I do with myself? Like, who am I? Like, I don't have nothing to do. Like, what do I do? And the only thing that I knew to do was work, because that's all I think that I can think about was just work or take care of my mom. I didn't think about, like, at the time about, like, I didn't have anything else. And, like, after she died, I felt I had, like, some, bitter feelings towards people, because I felt like when she died, people were like, okay, Ashley, you need to get up and get yourself going, get back to your normal, do things. And I was like, well, my normal was get up, my mom, or work, one of the two. Now that she's gone, what do I do with myself besides work? I can only work so many hours during the day. What can I do with myself? I didn't know what to do. And my bitter part came out where I think it was resenting, because I felt like people were able to come to the funeral, say their, give their blessings, or I don't know what the word, give their sympathy, but they went back home to their regular schedule. Like, they went back to their routine, like back to their work, school, kids, their friends. They had that, and I didn't have that. So I felt it was like shitty. I mean, I know it's in against where it comes to where delivering versus receiving. I don't think that people were intentionally trying to say things to me, but the way I was receiving it at the time was like, you don't fucking understand what I'm dealing with. You just came here. Like, your days has not been disrupted. Your life hasn't really been disrupted. You're still doing your day-to-day things. I'm not. I has had the floor up under me pulled out from under my feet, and I'm trying to gather what little bit of strength I have to keep my sanity, because I was 2 shits away from losing my mind and taking myself out. I was 2 shits away from it. Like, if my boss had not texted me, I don't know if I would have been here or not. But I don't think that that's what their intentions were, but that's the way I was receiving it at that time. So And again, I forgot where I'm going with this. So if you still here, great. um, I just felt some resentful feelings. So I think I forgot where I was going with this. But like I said, I felt like, okay, yeah. So I was like, I feel like I'm on standby for people. So when she died, I felt like I don't really have a life to live. What am I here for? So after my aunt died, again, I was like, I want to reach out to my family, but I know that they're already being bombarded with people calling them and texting them, asking them same questions. I just don't know what to do with myself. Like, I want to help, but I don't, like, my natural instincts, I just didn't know what to do. And I just had to just sit in it and just deal with it. So I told my therapist, I'm like, I feel like I'm on standby. I feel like I'm just on standby for people. And then, so that was a few months ago that I said that feeling, that conversation with her. I don't know if you can hear me, but my dog is in the background chewing on his bone. But last week, my therapist, I just told her, I said, I feel like I am always the person to just go with the flow with things, with people. And doing so, I become resentful because it's my fault, and I want to say it's their fault in a sense too. It's my fault because I keep choosing to be the easy one. Okay, well, wherever you want to go, I'll go. Whatever you want to do, yeah, I'll do. I'll just go with the flow of things. Whatever you want, just being just trying to be the easy one. And then I get an attitude because people just take from me. They just take. They don't think about, well, maybe Ash, where do you want to go to? Don't let me be my birthday. No, just in general. Ash, where do you want to go to? Where do you want to go to? Where do you want to go hang out at? What do you want to do? It got to a point where it was somebody asked me, what is it you need? And I was like, I don't know what I need, because I'm so used to worrying about what everybody else needs that I can't even recognize my own needs. And I think that's the issue. That's a problem. When you can't recognize your own needs because your brain is just too consumed with worrying about everyone else's needs, you're putting everybody else above you. And it's not like I got kids, so I'm putting them over myself. I'm putting everybody else's feelings ahead of mine. And the attitude that I had that I was catching was because I feel like people just keep taking and taking and taking from me and not even thinking about how I feel, not even thinking about how much I'm giving. Maybe that, do you need something back? Do you need something? Do you want help? Like, what do you need back? I wasn't getting that. And I just felt like, so I'm like, it's a double, like I said, I can see, I'm conflicted because I can see both sides. On one side, I can see, well, if you go to a buffet, you're going to just keep taking and taking and taking until the server takes it away and say no more. You're not thinking about who else is there to eat. You're thinking like, oh, it's free food, free for all. I'm going to get what I want. So it's up to this server, who will be me, to put a cap on it. Like, okay, that's it. I'm done for the day. I'm not doing no more. Like, no, I don't want to. And I'm trying to learn how to do that because I am doing that still. Like, he may kill me for me saying this, but we got engaged in November. We said we were not going to share details of a wedding until after the first of the year because we were trying to get through the holidays. Ended up getting too wrapped up in the moment and excited and started sending out messages to our wedding party. And I think within a week time of me looking at these wedding planning things, I was like, I can't do this. I don't want to do it. Because as much as people try to say the wedding is for you and your spouse, it really isn't. It's about the people to come there and to be there. Because if it's about me and my partner, then why am I worried about doing things to accommodate other people and not me and my partner? Why? And I feel like people will be okay if they are being accommodated and no one else is. But then I got to worry about them too, not just you, but them too. It's not just you. I'm trying to accommodate. I'm trying to accommodate everybody, because you want everybody to come and have fun. But it got to a point where every decision I was making, it was about everybody else and not me and my partner. But we're the one who's paying for it, and it's supposed to celebrate us. But everything decision that we're making is based on somebody else. They don't want to sit with this person. They don't want to sit with that person. Well, you should invite this person. Well, make sure you forget this person. Make sure, like, if I don't want to invite somebody, it's because I don't want to invite them. I'm not trying to invite them for you, you know. Or, well, you should do this, you should do that. Don't do this. Don't wear this. It was just so much that where it's like, it took a week to I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to do it. I don't want to hear not a damn thing about a wedding. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't, because it was like I just got tired of being told Ash, do what's for you, but then in the same sentence or the next sentence you throw in your something that's going to accommodate you. So no, it was just a lot. And I was just like, you know what? The ultimate thing about this, I just want to be married to my man. That's it. I don't need a wedding. I don't need no big poofy dress. I don't need all these damn flowers. I hate flowers. Why am I going to spend this much money on flowers? I hate flowers. I am not a girl who likes flowers. Why am I going to spend all this money for flowers? Because it looks pretty for somebody else. We don't like. I'm not a flower person. I don't like nature. I am not an outside person. I don't like dirt, dust, grass. I barely like trees. I don't like the elements of outside nature. So I just couldn't see myself paying that much money for flowers. No. Like, I just couldn't do it. So back to what I was saying about last week with my therapist, I was like, I feel like people just keep taking from me. And I've been becoming resentful because I'm like, I'm more mad at myself because I'm allowing this shit to happen. I told my fiance about this a few days ago. I said, fiance, man, my partner, I talked to him about this a few days ago. I was like, I said the exact same thing. I feel like people just keep taking from me. And I don't mind giving, but people will just keep taking and look for more. Like, they're just never satisfied about what I give to them. They're looking for what's next, what's more. And then I'm the dumbass who keeps trying to see what can I give when I know that I have depleted myself to give what I gave already. But I still be trying to do it. And then my question I ask myself is, why do I do that? Am I doing it because I just want to make sure that they're happy? Am I doing it because I want them to accept me? Am I doing it? Why am I doing it? Because I give what I can. And it should be give what you can, and if they can't accept it or it's not enough for them, then that's their problem, not yours. I just never got to that place. I'm trying to figure it out. But she told me, she said you're close to a breakthrough on this, and I think that's one of the reasons why we made a decision about our wedding, because I was just like, you know what, I'm not gonna keep worrying about every single body when it should be about me and him and our happiness and our lives. So, made our decision about what we're going to do. And I felt an immense amount of peace come over me when I said it. So I knew that was the right thing for me to do. If people do not understand and not like it, then I just got to be okay with it, because, and me and my cousin talked about this the other day, right? People, just like how you have to adjust to, hey, thank you. Just like you have to adjust to learning to say no, you're going to have to be adjusting to people still feeling some kind of way. You cannot control everything. You cannot control how everybody takes things. So at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you. And there are going to be people who do not agree, understand, who are not on board with you. You got to be okay with it. And I think I'm getting to that place now where I'm just like, you know what? If you can accept it, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to do anything intentional to hurt your feelings, but I gotta put Ashley first, because if you don't put yourself first, who else will? And that's leads to my next thing. I know I said I was talking about balance, but I'm gonna like circle back around for balance. Um, Damn. Okay. Well, I just lost train of my thought again. So back to balance. So I was trying to say finding balance, because knowing balance, I'm just trying to figure it out. Balance, like balance is, um, you, in order to survive and I guess to be sane, you gotta find some way of balance, work life balance. I'm not sure if that's even possible sometimes, depending on what kind of work you do versus what kind of life you have. You gotta learn balance between you and your partner, boundaries, kids, and how to balance between kids and other things and hobbies. And I just don't be knowing what to do with myself. I try. It's like I'm not trying to balance. I'm trying to juggle and do more and more and more when I can't do it. Like, what is it? I saw this one post by this woman. I think she's called the new millennial HR. I think she's really great. Really, like, she does a lot of like about this, like, fuck your job and fuck these people, because at the end of the day, work, you're just a number. And then, your bosses is going off doing their own thing. So why are you overworking yourself? I get what she's saying a lot of times. But I think where I'm getting conflicted again is, if I have a desire to grow within my company, because I want to grow and I want to become very successful, I want to create a lifestyle for myself, for my upcoming family. Um, I do realize that I need to put in extra work. What can I do to stand out from the rest? What can I do to, um, just to push myself? But at the same time, it's like I feel like you just can't have both. Or can you have both? If you were still here listening to me about this, help me out. If How do you find balance if you're trying to grow with a company? You need to push yourself to stand out and make an impact, or making a good impression on somebody. But what is this? When do you stop to where you can still balance at home? Because me, I think I'm doing it all wrong. Like, where I'm volunteering, like, hey, one, because I love my job. But when I'm like, hey, I'll come in early and work these early shifts. Hey, I'll stay late and pick up some more hours. I'll volunteer to be on time on call today, or I'll volunteer to work all these holidays because I want to stand out. But if I were to die today, I would be so replaced within a week. So you're just a number at the end of the day for your job. So where's the balance in that? How do you do that? Help me out here, because I don't know what the balance is. This surgery I had, what was it, 2023? I was so wrapped up in the end results that I didn't think about the process in between. And I didn't think about balance. I didn't think about how to balance things, and being disciplined on it. Did I lose weight? Yes, I did. The most I've lost ever? Yes. I still got ways to go. But balance and discipline is another thing, because I didn't think about my triggers. And I am a my two triggers, like, so no, excuse me. I have a lot of triggers where my coping mechanism is eating or shopping. So when I was on those liquid diets and I couldn't eat, Amazon was at my house multiple times a day throughout the entire week. I can't tell you how many times I was shopping because I was just trying to like cope with things that was just triggering me. Um, then yeah, so um, balance. Balance is a big thing that I'm learning how to do. Balance, knowing when what to share and what not to share. Balance, knowing when to give and when to pull back. Balance is a big word that I am trying to. I mean, would it be an adjective because it's an action? Maybe, I don't know. I haven't been in school in a while, but balance is an action that I am trying to um, work into my life right now because I feel so discombobulated, like to where I think for 2 months straight so far. When I get off of work, my brain just shuts down because I'm on my brain is on overload to where I feel like I can't even do something so simple as to it's just something simple. Like I think by the time I get off of work, I got enough energy in me to feed my dog, um, take him for a walk, um, take my shower at night, and get in bed. I don't have the energy lately to do anything, and I don't know if it was just depression. I don't know if it was just an anxiety thing or just my brain just being so on overload that where I just had to sit still because I can't do. I literally had nothing in me to do. Like I don't know. I just I'm so overwhelmed because I'm trying to do everything at one time to where I just get like little cartoon robots. Like I'm gonna show my age, shit. But you know, like what's it called? The Jetsons, the what asteroid, Elroy, the Jets. Like you know, they live out in they, whatever. Look it up. But I remember like Rosie, the robot, was like so overworked and like little sparks was coming out her head, and she just like shut down. And I feel like that's where I've been at for a while, where I just I don't even watch TV. I think I play the TV on both rooms to have noise in the house, but I don't really have I don't watch anything. I just sit and look at my phone, probably scroll, play a game on my phone. But that's all I be having in me sometimes, just to do that. Um, so I'm just trying to find balance because if I find some balance, then maybe I could try to find some kind of organization in my life and some kind of like a flow, because I feel like I'm just like really like I don't want to say overwhelmed. I think it's I don't know what the word is. I wish that I knew what the word was gonna be. Um I don't know. But I know I did yammered, but I'm just gonna just keep posting some videos today because I just got it out of my mind and my heart, and just to get it off my chest so I can try to go to sleep because I didn't even sleep good last night. I think I just had too much coffee the past 2 days to where it just really built up in me. But yeah. So I know I discussed balance. I discussed the conflicting feelings. Talked about grief again. I'm just gonna keep talking and then just upload as I go and just keep going. So like I said, I don't know who's listening to me. It could just be me. It could just be somebody else. I don't know who's watching. I mean, I know I got long-winded because I don't talk to people. So this is my way of talking and getting out my feelings. And then, like I said, getting my feelings out. And then just moving on by my day. But yeah, I'm gonna just, like I said, just get some stuff off my chest today and just upload. And then I don't know who's watching. If y'all are stuck, if somebody's watching, hello. Hope you're doing good. Happy New Year. Hope you had some great holidays. If you are listening to me, give me some topics to talk about. Give me something to, if you got questions, give me some. Let me know these questions, and I can make a video to answer, or I'll do a topic or something. Who knows? It's up to you. If you want to interact with me, that's great. But yeah, just let me know. I'm here, and then I'm just going to keep uploading because I got some more stuff to talk about. Things I've been seeing, these these videos and these memes. Like I said, I feel like I'm always in my head to where I feel like I can't understand if God is talking to me, or if it's just me and my thoughts. So I say I feel like when I get these memes and these posts, comments, scenarios, videos, skits, whatever I see, if it just seems to pop up on my screen when I needed them, and it matches what I'm dealing with at that time. So I got a few of those saved I want to talk about again, because I'm just doing this for me initially. Intent, like, number one, me, and then somebody else may hear me, and when they decide to watch this video, they can, and maybe somebody else will see it and can relate, can give me some topics and give me some encouragement, could share their story with me, give me, like I said tips, tricks, whatever. But again, I don't know if this is going on TikTok or is this going to go on to YouTube. I don't think it's going to go on Instagram. I don't think so. Facebook. No, I think I got too much family on both sides now. And that's another thing. I'm going to discuss that in my next video. But I don't think I'm going to put it on my Facebook because there's too many people of mutual friends, or my family, his family. I don't want to be like, I don't know. Again, you can't control how people see you, how they receive your messages. Someone may say, oh, she's crazy, she talks too much. Someone say, oh, she's very helpful, inspirational, whatever. So you just can't control what somebody else thinks about you. You can control how you deliver it and what you deliver. So I'm going to close this one out so that I can go cook dinner real quick. And I'm going to feed my dog so he can get his dinner, because it's dinner time for him. And then we're going to come back.